Man, Nipsey Hussle, man, that's my dear brother right there. Nipsey is he's a South Central legend. He was a businessman. He was a leader, a teacher, a father, an entrepreneur.
That's Snoop Dogg on stage calling Nipsey Hussle his brother, preaching loyalty, respect, and West Coast unity. But behind the scenes, the story looks way darker and way messier. Because while Snoop was crying at the funeral and speaking like family, he was also allegedly meeting up with Big U, the very man Nipsey had distanced himself from long before his death. And that contradiction, it's blowing the culture apart right now. This isn't random internet noise either.
Get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
This is coming straight from Blacc Slam, Nipsey's own blood brother. The man who knew him before the fame, before the money, before the world was watching. And according to what's being reported, Blacc Slam didn't just feel disappointed. He felt betrayed. His message is simple, but devastating. Snoop is lying. Nipsey didn't mess with him. Let that sink in. We're talking about one of the most respected legends in hip-hop history being accused of fake love by the person closest to Nipsey Hussle on this planet. The same Snoop Dogg who stood in front of over 21,000 people at Nipsey's memorial, tears streaming, voice cracking, now being called a fraud and a snake. That alone is enough to shake the entire West Coast. But it gets even heavier because all of this is happening while Big U is fighting a federal RICO case.
So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information.
We're not talking about rumors anymore. We're talking about murder, extortion, human trafficking, robbery, and fraud charges laid out by federal prosecutors. And according to Blacc Slam, Snoop's issue isn't just fake love. It's about choosing sides. Blacc Slam reportedly snapped after watching Snoop publicly align himself with Big U, taking photos, appearing on his Checking In podcast, praising him openly, all while knowing the history, knowing Nipsey had cut ties, knowing how much pain that association causes Nipsey's family. That's not ignorance, that's a decision. And here's where things go nuclear. There are reports claiming that during testimony connected to proceedings involving Nipsey's case, Snoop allegedly apologized in court and said, "I know the truth." Those words alone lit the internet on fire. Viral videos started popping up with titles like "Big U attacks Snoop Dogg after he snitched," racking up millions of views. People started believing Snoop finally said what he knew, and that Big U wasn't happy about it. Now add this on top. A Rolling 60s affiliate named Loose Cannon went on No Jumper and dropped information that stopped people cold. He claimed Big U called him and said Nipsey was dead, while Nipsey was still alive. Loose Cannon said he even called Nipsey directly, and Nip answered the phone like everything was normal. 30 minutes later, Nipsey was gone. That's not coincidence energy. That's foreknowledge. And if that claim is true, it explains exactly why Blacc Sam is furious about Snoop associating with Big U. Because from Blacc Sam's perspective, this isn't politics. This is life and death loyalty.
30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
To understand why this situation has Blacc Sam this heated, you gotta understand who Big U really is and why his name has been tied to tension around Nipsey for years. This isn't just some random OG catching strays. This is a man with deep roots in South Central and a reputation that carries serious weight in the streets. Eugene Big U Henley is a 58-year-old South LA native who rose to power in the 1980s as a leader of the Rollin 60 neighborhood Crips, one of the most influential and feared sets in Los Angeles. After serving 13 years in prison for trying to rob an undercover officer of cocaine, Big U came home and pivoted into the music industry. On the surface, it looked like a redemption arc. Former street figure turning into a mentor and manager. Big U founded Unique Music, managing artists like Nipsey Hussle and Courtroom, positioning himself as the bridge between the streets and the industry. For a while, he was seen as someone helping Nipsey navigate contracts, labels, and connections. Nip even stayed at Big U's family house early on, recording music and grinding toward his dream. From the outside, it looked like mentorship, but according to federal prosecutors, that bridge was built on something way darker. In March 2025, the feds unsealed a 43-count RICO indictment, accusing Big U of running a criminal enterprise from 2010 onward. The indictment reads like a movie script: murder, extortion through a so-called check-in system, human trafficking, robbery, and fraud. Prosecutors say Big U used violence, intimidation, and his OG status to control South Central like a mafia boss. The most chilling allegation? Big U is accused of kidnapping and murdering aspiring rapper Rayshawn Williams in Las Vegas in January 2021, allegedly over a diss track. A rapper speaks out and ends up dead. Sound familiar? The parallels to Nipsey's story weren't lost on anyone paying attention. Now, here's the key point. Big U has not been charged in Nipsey Hussle's murder. Eric Holder was convicted in 2022 and is serving 60 years to life. But the RICO case has reopened questions people never stopped asking, because patterns matter, and the patterns prosecutors describe look uncomfortably familiar. Big U has denied everything. In a 2021 interview, he pushed back hard, saying he and Nipsey were cool. He pointed to Nipsey shouting him out in songs and appearing in videos as proof there was no real beef. He said, "We was just in every video, every album he put out." But Blacc Sam isn't buying it. And neither are a lot of people from the neighborhood, because respect in public doesn't erase private tension. And for Blacc Sam, none of this can be separated from Snoop Dogg's actions.
I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yup, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie City double back 3 times. You hear what I'm saying? And first he shot him, boom, go into the alley, came back.
From his perspective, Snoop didn't just hang with the wrong person. He publicly aligned himself with a man now accused by the federal government of terrorizing South Central for over a decade. And when you put that next to Loose Cannon's claims about foreknowledge of Nipsey's death, the optics turn toxic fast.
Like narratives going on around about you. The rest of the world, still paint you as a villain though. You feel me? So it's like damn, like how do it feel to be like, do it with you sometimes to be painted as a villain out here?
Only with it.
This is why Blacc Sam sees no gray area. In his world, you don't play both sides. You don't preach loyalty on stage and then smile next to someone your brother cut off for a reason. That's not politics. That's betrayal. To really understand why Blacc Sam refuses to back down, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. Before Nipsey was a name, before the marathon was a brand, before any industry politics got involved. This wasn't just business, this was blood. Blacc Sam and Nipsey weren't just brothers in title, they were brothers in survival. They shared a bed in their grandmother's living room because there wasn't enough space, flipping coins, chasing dollars, and dreaming bigger than their surroundings would allow. From early on, Blacc Sam knew Nipsey was different. Nip wasn't just hustling to survive, he was thinking long-term, building ideas, planning ownership. While other kids were just trying to get by, Nipsey was already talking about control, independence, and legacy. That mindset became the foundation of everything that came later. The music, the businesses, the movement. As Nipsey started pushing music seriously, Big U entered the picture. Around 2007, Big U helped connect Nipsey with Epic Records, opening doors Nip couldn't reach on his own yet. Nip was even staying at Big U's family spot during this time, recording music and tapping into industry connections. For a moment, it looked like mentorship, OG guiding the young homie through the game. But by 2009, things shifted. Nipsey signed a 10-year contract under Unique Music, Big U's label. What was supposed to be structure slowly started feeling like control. According to multiple sources, Big U was running a so-called check-in system, where artists and businesses were expected to pay for protection, pay the tax, or deal with pressure. And Nipsey, he wasn't built like that. He wasn't paying anyone for permission to exist. He was building the marathon on his own terms. That's when tension boiled over. Around 2010, Big U allegedly pulled up and took Nipsey's recording equipment, relocating it to his own spot on Crenshaw. That wasn't business. That was disrespect. Nipsey responded the only way he knew how, through music. He dropped the diss track, "You Don't Got a Clue," on the Marathon mixtape. The message was loud and clear. "I built this on my own, and everybody know it's true." That track turned a contract dispute into real street tension. Things nearly exploded after that. Allegedly, Big U tried to discipline Nipsey the hood way, and hands got thrown near Nipsey's store. And it was Blacc Slam who stepped in, ready to crash out to protect his little brother. He fired a warning shot to stop the situation from spiraling further, and that move got him arrested. He was released quickly, but critics tried to twist that into something else, throwing accusations that never stuck. Then in 2011, the pressure came back during a video shoot for Nipsey's collab with YG. Big U allegedly wasn't feeling YG being in Rollin' 60s territory without clearance, since YG was affiliated with a rival set. Nipsey reportedly had to fight through multiple confrontations just to get his video done. That's how deep the tension had gone. At that point, Nipsey knew something important. He had to separate completely. And Blacc Sam never forgot that lesson. This wasn't about rumors or feelings.
Me and my brother, we used to sleep in the living room with my mom's, in the same bed at my grandma's house. Like, we didn't have a room. We was young, 6th grade, flipping quarters, shooting free throws for dollars, buy all the 25-cent bags of hot Cheetos, fill the backpack up, go to school selling for 50 cents.
It was about years of friction, control, and resistance. And that's why seeing Snoop Dogg publicly rock with Big U hit Blacc Sam like a direct violation. By the time 2017 rolled around, the tension wasn't just old history anymore. It was still bleeding into the present.
Man, Nipsey Hussle, man, that's my dear brother right there. Nipsey is he's a South Central legend. He was a businessman. He was a leader, a teacher, a father, an entrepreneur. The fact that he was an ex-gang member, you know. Yeah, he comes from a gang environment, but he rose, and then he built in his community.
One of the most painful chapters for Nipsey and Blacc Sam came with the death of Stephen Fats Donaldson, one of Nipsey's day ones. Fats wasn't just an associate, he was family, a loyal soldier who'd been there since the early marathon days. When Fats was killed, the streets immediately started whispering, and Big U's name got pulled into those rumors fast. Now let's be clear, none of that was ever proven in court. But rumors don't need proof to create damage, and those whispers made the relationship between Nipsey and his former mentor even more toxic. From Blacc Sam's perspective, every loss added another layer of warning that something was deeply wrong. By December 2018, Nipsey's 10-year contract with Unique Music finally expired. That was a huge moment. According to people close to the situation, Big U allegedly realized Nipsey had zero intention of re-signing. Nip was done playing middleman politics. He wanted full control of his music, his money, and his future. The marathon was bigger than any contract, and Nipsey wasn't slowing down for anyone. Then came early 2019, the calm before the storm. Nipsey had just finished shooting the legendary Higher video with DJ Khaled and John Legend, right there in the neighborhood he loved. It should have been a moment of pure celebration. But according to Blacc Sam, the energy felt off. He later described conversations filled with tension, talks about big politics, security concerns, and a gut feeling that something bad was coming. Blacc Sam begged Nipsey to tighten security. He told him to call whenever he pulled up to the marathon store so someone armed could always be posted at the door. Nipsey pushed back. He didn't want to move in fear. His response, "Bro, I'm not calling you every time I pull up." Those words would haunt Blacc Sam forever. On March 31st, 2019, Blacc Sam was at their grandmother's house, just 6 blocks from the marathon store, trying to get some rest after an overnight shift. Then his phone exploded with calls. He jumped in his car, blowing through red lights, racing towards something his heart already knew was bad. When he arrived, Nipsey was on the ground, shot multiple times, but still breathing. Following instructions from 911, Blacc Sam performed CPR on his brother, counting compressions, refusing to accept reality. At the hospital, everything Blacc Sam believed in shattered. He later told the Los Angeles Times, "It felt like the Twilight Zone. My faith was shattered." And even in grief, Blacc Sam's mind started analyzing details. According to his account, Eric Holder, the convicted killer, first approached the store shirtless, allegedly checking if armed security was posted. Then he left. He came back wearing a red shirt, a color that doesn't exist in Rollin' 60s territory, and started shooting. Blacc Sam believes this wasn't random. He said it felt like Holder was sent. And when you combine that belief with Loose Cannon's claim that Big U allegedly called saying Nipsey was dead before it happened, the picture becomes disturbing fast. Holder didn't shoot once and run. According to Blacc Slam, he shot Nipsey, ran, came back, shot again, ran again, returned, shot him in the head, kicked him, and finally left. That's not rage, that's execution energy. Eric Holder was convicted in 2022 and sentenced to 60 years to life. The official motive? A confrontation where Nipsey allegedly called him a snitch. But for Blacc Slam, that explanation has never added up. And watching Snoop Dogg continue to publicly embrace Big U after all this, that's when the betrayal became unforgivable. After Nipsey was gone, everything changed for Blacc Slam. Grief didn't slow him down, it sharpened him. While the world mourned a legend, Blacc Slam went straight into protection mode, guarding his brother's name, his work, and his truth like it was sacred. And that's when Snoop Dogg's actions started hitting different. See, the relationship between Snoop and Nipsey was supposed to represent the best of West Coast hip-hop. Two generations linking up, passing the torch, showing growth. They made music together, shared stages, and spoke on unity. Tracks like 10 Toes Down and Snitches Ain't weren't just songs, they were statements. Snoop even called Nipsey a leader, a teacher, and a blueprint for the next generation. At Nipsey's memorial at Staples Center, Snoop delivered a powerful tribute. He spoke about peace, ownership, and Nipsey's vision. The crowd felt it, the tears felt real, but according to Blacc Slam, those words lost their meaning when Snoop kept showing up next to Big U, smiling, posting, appearing on podcasts, and giving public praise. From Blacc Slam's perspective, loyalty isn't about what you say on a stage, it's about what you do when nobody's clapping. And watching Snoop continue to rock with a man Nipsey had cut off years earlier felt like a direct violation, especially when that man is now facing a federal case accusing him of running a criminal enterprise in the same community Nipsey spent his life trying to uplift. Blacc Slam doesn't see nuance here, he sees lines. Either you stand with Nipsey fully, or you don't. There's no middle ground when blood is involved. Seeing Snoop appear on Big U's Checking In podcast was the moment everything snapped. That wasn't business, that was a choice. And in Blacc Slam's eyes, Snoop chose wrong. This isn't the first time Snoop's ability to move between different sides has raised eyebrows. Some people say that's his superpower, navigating politics, keeping peace, staying connected. Others say it's a flaw, being too flexible when principles should be firm. And for Blacc Slam, this situation crosses a line that can't be explained away by industry politics. You gotta remember, Blacc Slam was there before the fame. He was there when Nipsey was flipping quarters, building computers from parts, dreaming bigger than the block allowed. He was there when the marathon was just an idea, not a global brand. So when someone who wasn't there from day one starts moving in ways that feel disrespectful, Blacc Slam takes it personal. That's why, in March 2025, when Blacc Slam confronted Rockstar 2800 at the Marathon Burger opening, it sent a message. Calm, but firm. Anyone disrespecting Nipsey's legacy, directly or through association, would be addressed. No exceptions. And if he's willing to check a lesser-known rapper publicly, imagine how deep the anger runs toward a global icon like Snoop Dogg. For Blacc Slam, this isn't about clout or drama, it's about code. The code says you don't sit with people your brother warned you about. The code says loyalty means something even when it costs you relationships. And the code says when someone crosses that line, you call it out, no matter how big their name is. As all this unfolds, the spotlight keeps shifting back to Big U's federal case, because that trial is what's giving these long-running rumors new weight. This isn't just street talk anymore. It's federal court paperwork, wiretaps, and sworn testimony. And that's why the timing of Snoop Dogg's silence has people reading between every single line. Federal prosecutors say Big U ran what they describe as a criminal enterprise for over a decade, using his reputation and influence to enforce control in South Central. According to the indictment, this included alleged extortion through a so-called check-in system, intimidation, and violence to maintain authority. Prosecutors claim wiretaps even captured Big U talking about disciplining artists and enforcing respect, language that instantly reminded people of Nipsey's past disputes. Again, it has to be said clearly. Big U has pleaded not guilty to all charges. He maintains that this is a twisted narrative meant to destroy him, but the sheer scope of the allegations has reopened wounds that never healed, especially for Nipsey's family. The trial is set for May 2026, and the stakes couldn't be higher. If Big U is convicted, it won't just mean prison time. It would validate years of suspicion in the streets that there was a power structure operating behind the scenes in South Central. And even without direct charges tying Big U to Nipsey's murder, the patterns outlined in the indictment are impossible for many to ignore. Adding to the tension, tragedy struck Big U's own family in November 2025, when his son Jabari was fatally shot in South LA. Some online immediately speculated about retaliation or old beefs resurfacing, though nothing has been confirmed. Prosecutors even opposed Big U's request for temporary release to attend burial services, citing safety concerns. That decision alone showed how volatile the situation had become. Through all of this, Snoop Dogg has stayed quiet. No statements, no interviews, no public response to Blacc Sam's reported accusations. And in hip-hop, silence can be louder than any diss track. To some, it looks like guilt. To others, it's just an OG refusing to feed internet chaos. Either way, the lack of response has only fueled the fire. Meanwhile, Blacc Sam hasn't slowed down. He's continued running Nipsey's businesses, overseeing documentaries, and making sure Nipsey's children know exactly who their father was. In interviews, he's admitted losing Nipsey brought him closer to breaking than anything else in his life. But instead of folding, he turned that pain into purpose. When people say the marathon continues, Blacc Sam's reaction is complicated. He respects the love, but for him, the marathon ended on March 31st, 2019. What exists now isn't a race, it's a duty, a promise to protect Nipsey's name no matter who gets uncomfortable, and that's why this situation feels far from over. Between the upcoming federal trial, unresolved questions, and the deep emotional wounds still bleeding, the culture is holding its breath, because once the court starts revealing details, a lot of narratives could collapse at once. At the end of all this noise, this story stops being about headlines and starts being about legacy. Because when the cameras turn off and the internet moves on, Blacc Sam is still standing in the same place, carrying a weight most people could never handle. Protecting Nipsey's name isn't a moment for him, it's a lifetime commitment. The Marathon clothing store on Crenshaw and Slauson has become a global pilgrimage site. People fly in from Japan, Germany, London just to take a picture next to Nipsey's mural. The merch still sells, the brand still grows, the message still spreads, but the man who built it all isn't here anymore, and Blacc Sam feels that loss every single day. That's why he doesn't move with hesitation. If he believes someone betrayed Nipsey, he's calling it out, whether it's a nobody rapper or a global icon like Snoop Dogg. To Blacc Sam, loyalty isn't flexible. It doesn't bend for fame, history, or industry politics. Blood is blood, and once that line is crossed, there's no pretending everything's cool. Snoop may have known Nipsey for years. They may have made music together, shared stages, and exchanged praise. But Blacc Sam was there before the spotlight. He was there when they were sharing a bed in their grandmother's living room because there wasn't enough space. He was there flipping quarters, shooting free throws for dollars, building computers out of stolen parts, and dreaming of something bigger than the block. That kind of bond can't be matched by collaborations or funeral speeches. Snoop hasn't responded publicly, and maybe he never will. Some see that silence as wisdom. Others see it as confirmation. In hip-hop, what you don't say can matter more than what you do say. And right now, that silence is being read in 100 different ways. As for Big U, his fate now sits in the hands of a federal courtroom. If he's convicted in May 2026, it won't just change his life. It will reshape how people look at everything surrounding Nipsey's death. It won't prove every conspiracy, but it will make it impossible to ignore the patterns people have been pointing at for years. And if he walks free, the questions won't disappear. They'll just get louder, because Nipsey's death left a hole that explanations haven't filled yet. Blacc Sam knows this fight comes with backlash. He knows calling out legends gets you labeled bitter, emotional, or reckless. But he doesn't care, because in his world, there's no expiration date on loyalty. There's no forgiveness for betrayal. There's only family, the ones who were there from the start and would crash out without hesitation. The documentary Blacc Sam is working on isn't about clout or controversy. It's about telling Nipsey's story the right way, through the eyes of the people who really knew him. Not industry politics, not clickbait narratives, just truth, pain, love, and purpose. Because Nipsey wasn't just a rapper. He was a movement, a blueprint, a light for people trying to make it out without losing themselves. And Blacc Sam will spend the rest of his life making sure the world never forgets that. No matter whose reputation gets uncomfortable along the way, This isn't about beef anymore. It's about truth. It's about justice. And it's about honoring a brother who gave everything to his community and never got to finish his race.